With Gina.
The news with Gina Graff.
So Robert Mueller has finally spoken. USA Today reports that the special counsel addressed the public for the first time since concluding his investigation into interference in the 2016 election. Mueller once again reiterated that he and his team didn't find enough evidence to charge anyone in the Trump campaign with conspiring with Russian efforts to sway the vote. Yay, Mr. Trump! He also pointed out that he felt bound by the Department of Justice guidelines not to charge a sitting president with obstruction of justice. That doesn't mean a crime wasn't committed, but it also means he wasn't going to charge. Mueller's address concludes his office's activities. He's done. He wants to return to private life now. How say you, President Trump?
Yeah, it's over.
I think if you're wired like Avenatti, you want that limelight. If you're wired like Mueller, I think you want to just get back to your life.
He was retired, right? Wasn't he?
They brought him out of retirement.
Yeah. Like Wahlberg and Sniper, Shooter, whatever. Like one last
ride.
And this guy just wants to go out to a Mexican food restaurant on a Friday night with this old lady and just not have people come around his table and throw like pig's blood on him and shout him out. Like we're in such a crazed world that everyone's just like, I just want to get this. I want to move on. Yeah,
and to that point, with the way William Barr was saying, he said absolutely nothing happened, no collusion. They didn't go head to head. There wasn't like, Mueller was like, wait, do a press conference. He was like, that's not what I said. Can I just get out of here?
He wants out.
Yeah.
Trump, you're probably not going to socialize with him anymore now.
No way. Guy's a loser. Boring.
It goes
Too
back
tall.
Too tall.
Too tall.
Are you talking about Comey or...
Oh, all of them.
Oh, really? They're all too tall.
Mueller's too tall, too.
Mueller's tall. I didn't know that. I said Comey's very tall.
Disgustingly tall.
Really?
Yes. Makes Trump look like a loser.
Did not know that.
Look like a tiny man.
Well, you're a pretty tall guy.
Right. That's right. Yeah.
You may be, I don't know, our second tallest president?
7'6".
Oh, my God.
You're that tall?
7'6".
Oh, I had you at like 6'3".
No. That's what I've been down to pick up stuff.
Oh, but during your physical, you had that physical that got a lot of...
Perfect physical.
Huh?
Perfect physical. Most healthiest president in the history of the universe.
But wait a minute. You're
healthier
a little bit...
than Superman.
You're a little bit heavy for your height.
No.
What was your weight?
126.
Oh,
what? At 7'6"?
It's
stone
muscle.
or pounds?
I carry muscle.
Wow. I remember someone talking about your weight at the time being a little heavy.
No, doctor says perfect weight.
They said perfect weight.
Perfect Trump weight. Yes.
Okay.
Perfect Trump weight.
No, you have your own weight division?
Yes. It goes 100 pounds, 120 pounds. Perfect Trump weight.
Wow. I did not know you're that.
Heart rate, 12.
Wow.
12 beats per hour.
Wow.
Calm
You're
guy.
like a yogi. And
Yes.
just, it's like that's what happens. We fall to the bottom of a frozen lake.
Right.
Yes. I was on Mount Everest. Remember that whole problem? I climbed that.
I did
Caused the traffic jam up there.
Oh,
Wait a minute. Every time
Yes.
I see you eat, you're always eating fast food. And so how
At
does
the top, at the summit.
You're eating fast food at the summit?
Yes.
Well, I didn't. Okay, I just
Your body
assumed-
can't take fast food. Okay. It doesn't run like Trump runs.
Uh-huh. Oh, you're like an army Jeep. It'll run on kerosene or gasoline or Chanel No. 5.
Whatever you're putting it.
It goes, man.
Turn it up muscles.
Over hill and dale?
Hill and Dale, whatever those are.
I know what a hill is.
What's a hill?
Oh, it's like a kit and caboodle. Like, I know what a kid is, but what's a caboodle?
Right.
Yeah.
What is a caboodle?
I don't know what a caboodle or a dale is, but we should combine a caboodle and dale.
I'm going to outlaw Dales and caboodles.
I don't know if you're allowed to do that.
I can do whatever I want.
Executive order. Just sign it.
I'm
It's done.
innocent of everything. That's what
right.
Mueller said today.
All right. Well, then let's get rid of parcel, too. When people go,
What's
it's part and
parcel?
parcel of it. Just go, it's part
Right.
of, you know?
Yeah.
What about bought and paid for?
You just bought. I don't mind bought and paid for, though it's pretty redundant. I don't like, I could buy and sell you.
Right,
because
right.
you can do that with any used truck or anything you buy.
Yeah, that's a
It's now
natural
your prerogative
progression,
to be able to sell it. That's how
Outlawed.
free trade. Yeah.
Nick and also Knack.
Nick and Knack.
Both
Yeah.
gone.
Oh, they're both gone.
Both gone. It's just stuff.
What does President Trump do with spick and span?
Oh, I think he likes Spick. We'll keep that.
No. No Spick. Only. No.
No?
No,
Oh,
over
I
the
thought that'd be
wall.
one of your favorites.
No,
I
Spam.
see. Yeah, okay.
Spam.
I get it now.
Okay.
All right, sorry.
Oh, moving on quickly, I guess.
Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the end of Game of Thrones hit fans hard. It also hit the actors in Game of Thrones pretty hard. Kit Harington, who played the very, very famous and sort of heroic Jon Snow, is in rehab. Page 6 says the actor, he was Jon Snow for 8 seasons. He entered a luxury Connecticut facility before May 19th, before the finale.
I've been around so long now that Kit Harington just feels like an amalgamation of names and actors I've heard over the last 40 years.
Every soap opera star you've ever heard of.
I'm Kit Harington.
Yeah,
Fancy.
like when The Simpsons does Kent Brockman,
Right.
like the news, or the actor
Troy McClure.
Troy McClure. It's like they all just feel like 5 people
Yep.
I've known since Falcon Crest or Dynasty.
He's a human trope.
Like, yeah, the people go, you know what happened to Kit Harington? And I go, the actor from the place.
Pam woke up and he was in the shower.
Young and the Restless.
Right.
Well, and Kit Harington sounds more like a Game of Thrones name than Jon Snow.
Mm-hmm.
So he is in a facility right now dealing with stress, exhaustion, maybe a little alcohol abuse. The gossip site said Kit has been getting therapy.
I saw him on TMZ. He crossed the threshold, which was, when I sat next to Drew, they'd always say, like, am I an alcoholic? Is he an alcoholic? And he'd go, well, it's not, I have a couple of beers at night, but I do drink every night.
Right.
But sometimes on the weekends, I'll binge drink. And Drew would always say, it's not about the amount you drink. They're just thresholds.
Yeah.
If your boss has pulled you into his office and go, hey, man, you're late. Like, this is
Right.
this is probably, or you get a DUI or whatever.
And a young Adam Carolla lit up.
Kit Harington
It's not about what you drink.
was too drunk to play pool. He was like at a pub.
Oh, that's when you know.
And he was like trying to play pool, and he was holding the stick by like the wrong end or pushing it like a snowplow, whatever.
Knocking them all down.
And so the deal is if you're too drunk to play pool, you got a problem.
That's a
Because
tell.
that game was invented for alcoholics. Like it helps to be drunk when you play pool, but if you're too drunk to play the game of pool, you got to check yourself into the Betty Ford.
Too drunk for foosball. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Any guesses on what this very nice facility in Connecticut costs a month?
Oh, so he's just got to get a room there.
You get an apartment. You can change the world. Yes. Yeah.
Well, you're asking, so it's got to be expensive.
It's a big ticket
It's
item.
probably one of those ones that insurance will cover, so they jack it up.
I don't know.
Like, in the hospital, a syringe was $200
Ibuprofen
item.
is $16.
Yeah.
So we
Right.
got our passages out here, our promises. This is in Connecticut.
40 grand.
40 grand a month. Brian?
Is that,
No?
I was going to go a little less and say 25.
That's cheap.
Kyle?
200 grand.
Mar-a-Lago, how much would that?
Mar-a-Lago. $1 million a month.
Wow. Well, President Trump,
If you want to use the golf club, it's another 200,000.
that makes sense. He was going the right direction. It is $120,000 a month.
Wow.
So he's
How much
there
booze
for a while.
you could buy with 120.
Yeah, the rep says he's utilizing this break in his schedule as an opportunity to spend some time at a wellness retreat and work on some personal issues.
Hey, Max Zapata, if you look up, I don't know, I think it was yesterday's TMZ, they had a story in it, but there was some point where he's like in a pub in New York and he literally couldn't play pool, and that's
how you know.
time to leave.
Sweeping all the balls with the fat end of the stick.
Did you see him crying when they were reading the end of Game of Thrones?
Did
you
he
see
cry?
that video? He's
Oh, we
crying.
have him. We have footage of him being too drunk to play pool?
Yeah, this is from 2018.
Jon Snow. Where's my pool?
Are they explaining
He's not
pool to
really
him?
playing pool. He's just getting into it.
He's trying to like crash a pool game, and then he ends up doing that move where he's hugging you while
Too
he's trying to
close.
play pool. He's explaining who he is.
He's having a tough time staying upright. Pushing
Doing the
people.
move where he's pushing
This guy had him
people.
in a headlock.
It's like explaining they're like trying to pull him away from the pool table.
He's a
But
little
he's being
belligerent.
super chill. He's just
Yeah.
drunk.
Where's my dragon?
All right.
He's in a bar.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
He'll
we wish
get it
him well.
together. He'll be just
so
fine.
no more Game of Thrones
It's over.
forever?
It's over. Well, yes and no. Game of Thrones is over. But now I think they're working on up to like 3 spinoffs. One is a prequel. One is, follow somebody else's story. These are all like really new stories, but I think that there's going to be a gold mine in the spinoffs.
All right.
I know you're so super excited.
Matt, you have a DMV update for me?
Yes, I have a very frustrating DMV update for you.
So,
What you got?
Sonny's 12. Shall I bring him with me so
Yeah.
that we can get him his learner's permit when he's 15 and a half? Is that how it works?
I mean, listen, what this woman that I spoke to told me is that there are no appointments, Glendale, Pasadena, Hollywood, Los Angeles, El Monte. And I said, in perpetuity, forever, for the rest of the year? And she said, yeah. And that her theory is everybody is so busy with these lines around the blocks at these locations that no one has time to update the online system.
I believe that.
And that additionally, even with the reservation system in place, there are still people lining out the door at all of these locations. And so therefore, their theory is the reservation lines haven't really been helping them anyway. They're still dealing with lines around the corner. So why should they even ever do this?
They're not even trying to
Right.
open up appointments.
I feel like I could do an impression of you if I worked on it.
Boom. Good
Need
luck.
some work, but anyway.
So
Bachelor number 4.
L.A., we must pay. California, we pay the most in gas. Like, I feel like when I hear that national average, like, the national average is $2.61. It's
Where?
like, it's $4.26 at the place on the corner.
Yep.
Taxes, gas, more automotive-related money than anywhere else, just about. I mean, the amount you have to pay to register the car and the taxes on the car and all the stuff for the gas and everything else. See, this whole deal of we're going to draw a straight line between the amount of money you guys pay and what you get, I don't believe in that. I do not believe there's a line. Like when they're like, we need more money for the schools, I would believe that if I thought it worked. I don't.
Right.
I think you're going to get more money. I don't think you're going to fix the homeless problem, the school problem, the DMV problem.
Right.
This notion of like, well, if we charged another 20 cents a gallon of gas, then we could alleviate. That would be fine if you guys weren't colossal fuck-ups. And if that were me, it would work that way. But I don't believe you guys are going to do that because right now we're at the top of everything in terms of gas and payments and roads and park tickets and fines,
Yep.
you know, speeding tickets, parking tickets. We're all at the top of the food chain in L.A. and in California, and we get none of the DMV and none of the roads and all the potholes and none of the anything else. So the notion of we just need a little more money so we can fix this thing, I don't think so. I think you
not so
hire.
far.
I think you hire more bureaucrats. Like school, you don't hire more teachers. You hire more administrative people, and then it turns into a bigger swamp.
Yep.
Fuck
Oh,
that.
by the way,
Anyway.
guess whose website is efficient, Johnny on the spot, and has no problems?
AAA.
The LA Department of Transportation site where they want you to pay your
Pay your
ticket.
ticket.
The
That took me
real
20
LA
seconds.
Oh, that is very.
That
it's
one never breaks down.
It is interesting when they want something, how they get their shit together
Yeah.
immediately.
Very easy.
And I'm just going to drive around with an expired license, and if I get pulled over, I'm going to be like, fuck you guys. Like, what do you want me to do? I can't. What do we do? Go to Oregon to go find a DMV? Like, you don't have DMVs that work.
Yeah.
I can't quit my job so I can renew my fucking license. It's the kind of thing that, it's 2019. This should be very doable.
Oh, you should renew it August 17th in Monterey or perhaps September 27th in Napa.
That's
This,
right.
This is the way to do it. Get out
Two
of LA
birds.
County.
That's right. I come in there. I'm doing the Rolex Historics in Monterey. Matt, let's see if they have a DMV. Because I'm going to roll in there in my fire suit. I will be
Yes!
in fully gloved. I'll have the hood pull over my head.
Ready
I'll, like,
for his picture?
I'll drive the 935 Porsche there. I'll throw a couple of revs out front. I'll be like, driver's test? Well, I don't know. I'm going to be at Laguna Seca in about 15 minutes burning up the track. So you really think I need to execute a three-pointer here? Interesting.
Yeah.
I will do it in full fire suit. I will be in my fire suit. I will do that. I will be gloved and fire suited. Sorry. So, yeah, that's right. It's
There
in
you go.
California,
That's
right?
it. But you just double down on a vacation
Great
or a work
idea.
trip or something.
It's awesome. We're going to wine country. Hold on, I got to go to the DMV. We're going on the booze train. Hold on, let me swing by the DMV.
Meet you there.
Get renewed.
Yes.
All right. Well, some good, promising news for Alex Trebek. So he's fighting stage 4 pancreatic cancer, which is a rough diagnosis. And he recently received some good news, keeping him very optimistic. He says he's responding very well to chemo and his cancer is in near remission. The 78-year-old told People magazine, quote, "It's kind of mind-boggling. The doctor said they haven't seen this kind of positive result in their memory. Some of the tumors have already shrunk by more than 50%.
I would tactfully say to Alex Trebek, we don't need you anymore. We have
take your time.
37 years of you on TV every single day for 37 years.
Right.
We have 500 million hours of you on TV. We don't need you anymore.
And we have Will Ferrell as a
We
backup.
can do whatever we want, and if we ever feel like we missed you, we can pick any decade since TV's been invented, and we'll see you standing there.
There's got to be software or some genius could do this. We can construct any sentence out of something Alex Trebek has said over the last 30
We
minutes.
don't need him
there.
anymore.
We're
We're
there.
there. We're there. We can do it with like historical figures and paintings and things like that. There's enough of him where he can stand right next to Tupac. He can open for Tupac when they go on the virtual reality tour. Same
is a
audience.
hologram?
Yeah.
What is Tupac?
But also, congratulations on your diagnosis, Alex.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, there's a DMV in Seaside near Monterey.
Oh,
Beautiful.
la, la.
8 miles from the track.
It can't look as depressing as that. It's Monterey.
I am going in there in my fire suit. I have my helmet under one arm, my
I'll
race
try to
bag
make
in
an
the other.
appointment. I'll see what I can do.
See what you can do.
On a special episode of Adam Carolla Goes Racing? Question mark.
Please film that.
I will. All right.
Good. Well, CNN reports that burnout is now a legitimate medical diagnosis. That's according to the World Health
Hold on
Organization.
one more second. True. I don't have to take a driving test.
No, you won't.
I don't have to take any test.
No, you just get a new picture and fill a couple things out.
Okay, but I've been licensed in California for going on 40 years. I'm not quite at 40 years, but I've been here for 40 years with the license. Couldn't be handled on the computer. Like, I have to go in and like talk to somebody.
Yep.
Like, what? Why couldn't this just be handled via computer?
You do also have to take an eye test.
All right. Well, they should be a notary public or something.
Or AAA should take care of that for you.
Yeah.
Wait a second. You can do that. Do they do the real card?
They
or-
have the new. They have the new thing.
The
Remember,
real
we were
ID.
arguing about this a year ago.
yeah.
This is the new
Yeah.
wave. I have my passport, so I guess I can use that.
When we went to Las Vegas for our show, flying there, I could use my license. Flying home, I could use my passport because I hadn't gotten my new license yet.
Wow.
So make sure you bring that with you. So burnout is apparently a real medical diagnosis now. That is according to the World Health Organization. According to the handbook, doctors can diagnose someone with burnout if they meet these symptoms: feelings of energy depletion or exhaustion, increased feelings of negativism or cynicism around one's job, and the inability to produce a desired result at work.
Trump, you got to feel. I mean, President Trump, you got to
Yes.
feel a certain amount of burnout with
Oh,
the
my
president
God.
job. I mean, this has
Get
been
me outta here.
It's been the screws have been to you for the whole time you've been on
I got
the
told
job.
I had burnout week 2.
Oh,
I was
really?
burnt out. But
Yeah.
look, Trump keep going.
Yeah.
Champion, winner. Losers have burnout. Losers
Oh,
quit.
really?
Losers quit.
Not you.
But I got burnt out.
could imagine. I mean, every day you turn on the news and somebody else has written a book or is talking.
Yeah,
at the
there's
end of-
always something to do.
I mean,
You know?
yeah.
Why can't I have a few months off?
I don't know.
Like summer
So it's
vacation.
Vacation. Iran's doing something goofy. Korea.
Yeah. Everyone's up
border.
to something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. DMV.
The GM. Oh boy, if you could make a phone call.
I'll work on it.
The
See what I can
DMZ.
do.
The DMZ, the DMV,
Yeah.
it's all
DMZ,
there.
the
Yeah.
TMZ.
TMZ are all over TMZ.
All the Z, all the MZs.
Zs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So doctors, before making the call, they should first rule out anxiety and mood disorders. And the diagnosis is limited to work environments specifically. This is about work burnout.
Yeah. I think it's fine, but you shouldn't be able to tap out until you've done like a week of like get up and take a hike before you go to work, or meditate for 20 minutes before you head in, or let's change your diet and then we'll see where we're at.
Right.
Because I just feel like you stay up too late, you get a bad night's sleep, you pound a couple of donuts, and you go into work, and you're already sort of
On
How'd
edge.
you know what I was doing?
You're halfway home.
Right.
You're pre-agitated. Like your system is kind of
irritable and.
Well, it's sort of like what they say, like when they go, like, well, the guy got sick because he'd been burning the candles at both ends, and he was so stressed out that his system was sort of compromised.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's an emotional compromise too, which is like. Again, like not doing what you need to do. You're online arguing with someone with Twitter, and then you go to work.
Right.
You're
setting yourself up.
You're compromised.
Behind the
right.
Absolutely. So I don't know if you saw this, but the Chicago White Sox Employee of the Month had the opportunity to throw out the first pitch of the game on Tuesday night at Guaranteed Rate Field. And unfortunately, it didn't go super, super well. I'm going to have the clip playing while I talk about it. And out.
She hit the cameraman.
Woman wound up throwing the ball, hooked super hard left, and struck the on-field photographer right in the camera before bouncing off toward the catcher. The photographer, Darren Georgia, told NBC Sports after the incident he didn't even see the ball coming.
It's harder than it looks, you guys.
Apparently. He's told the outlet that the team photographer said that the errant pitch had never happened in his 35-year career.
Not since Rich Eisen kicked me in the ass intentionally when I was long snapping for him and Marshall Falk on the NFL Network has there been such an atrocity committed with a ball. And you can't talk me out of the fact. I like when people announce, you can't talk me out of this fact. Like, I know Elvis is alive, and nobody can talk me out of it. But you can't say it's not intentional because my anus begs to differ. Now,
it's pretty obvious.
I've seen that movie.
I got the email last night. This is it's one of those weird things. I have a wiring which is like, I don't know, no matter how busy or how whatever, or how rich I get, somebody says, like, who wants soft tacos? And I'm like, okay, like I'm into it.
Now we're talking.
I got the email last night saying we're playing the Father's Day softball game at UCLA with Kimmel. I spend Father's Day with Kimmel, with Jimmy's dad. And I'm like, softball, UCLA. I'm already like I'm pre into it. So I would never really plan a softball game, but the once a year Father's Day softball over at Kimmel.
And speaking of breaking the cycle, is Sonny even invited to this?
Sonny is Sonny's interesting in that he does not like baseball and he doesn't like soccer. He's deemed them boring sports, like golf and all that kind of stuff is boring. He likes playing basketball and he likes watching football. He then comes to the game and he plays no baseball and no nothing, and he picks up the bat and he picks up the glove, and he's pretty good. And so the last time I talked to him, I said, let me tell you something about the fatherly advice. It's a two-way street because we do a lot of like, well, my dad never took the time to tell me how to do this, or my dad never taught me about the birds and the bees, or my dad never told me how to shave or helped me prepare for life as adulthood or how to be a man. There's a lot of that. But there's another part of that story, which is these fucksticks don't listen to shit you say. No one ever says that part. No one says the part with the fucking person where you're trying to do the dadly advice, and they're like, fuck off, Grandpa. I do my own thing. Like, they don't tell you about the part where nobody listens. They just assume that these kids are, they're just dry sponges, just dying.
Yearning for your
advice. No. It's quite the opposite. We drove home, and I said, Sonny, who didn't make the basketball team at school and didn't make this team and didn't make that team of the sports he's really into. And he should be, because he sees like LeBron James dunking the ball and he's like, yeah, man, but you can't do that. I said, you swing the bat pretty good and you have good reflex. Like I can tell. And I went through it myself, which is I loved football. I focused on football. And all I wanted to play was football, but I was better suited for baseball, and I could have maybe gone further with baseball. Football, I was not suited for. I just wanted to do it. So I said, don't make the mistakes your old man made. I know you like basketball, but you may be better suited for baseball, and you may make the high school team and even get a scholarship. And he's like, fuck off, I'm playing Fortnite on my phone.
Are you kidding me?
And that was the end of that.
I love that you don't love your son anymore. Finally, Adam admits it.
Bill, maybe I'll just go to Maui with you. And I'll
can't wait.
I'll leave the kids at home.
Okay.
All right. I know you're, not a fan, and I maybe you were right. Maybe
not a fan's a euphemism.
I owe you.
It's a little worse than that. Okay. I'm not a fan of the Celtics. I feel differently about your children.
Oh, even more
being
harsh.
at my vacation.
Bill, it's funny because you said not a fan is a euphemism. I thought you were saying you're not a fan of me.
Oh, that too.
Hold on. My ears are closed. I'm laughing.
Yeah.
So
I think you got it. You
so
hear
for
me loud,
a
clear.
millisecond, I thought you were saying you weren't a fan of Adam Carolla. You said euphemism,
not a fan of you.
Euphemisms. Yeah. Yeah, okay. That's funny because what I heard.
Yeah. I think you know what I was saying.
I do now. We're tight, though. So,
I love all you people.
You people.
Okay.
All you people. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Gina, is there anything else in the news?
There sure is. I'm so glad you asked, Mr. Marr. Uber passengers could lose access to the ride-hailing app if their rating is too low, according to CNN. On Wednesday, the company said in a blog post, it will start to boot riders with a significantly below-average rating. That's going to be for U.S. and Canada. Apparently, the rating will vary by city.
I feel like Kit Harington's is probably pretty low. Like Kit Harington's at a pub. He's got a pool cue.
Get in my car.
Who's going to pick him up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Riders at risk for deactivation will get several notifications, chances to improve their rating before they're totally kicked out. But if riders lose access to their Uber account, they're also losing access to Uber Eats, to the e-scooter Jump app. They're taking this very seriously.
Well, I'm all for it. Like, I'm all for this thing where, look, China's doing it. Like, hey, we have good citizens, we have bad citizens. That's what we're coming down to. Mm-hmm. It starts with transportation. Like, you punch out a TSA guy and you get on a list and you can't fly.
Yep.
Like, there's a reason we don't, you get into a fist fight on an airplane, you make it on the list. You blow a snot rocket in the back of the head of an Uber driver one too many times, and they notice you don't get to Uber, or you yak in the back of the Camry because you're loaded. And I kind of generally like the way this plays out. Like, I like the idea. It's a two-way street. If you're an Uber driver and you've got the ranchero music cranked up and you're curt and you're a dick, then you get a bad ranking. Mm-hmm. And if I'm a passenger, complains too much, or is too inebriated, or gets out of the car before you've come to a complete stop, or whatever that is, then I get a bad rating. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I didn't know. I was kind of late to the Uber thing. I know everyone else would order the car. I didn't have it on my phone. I had no idea I was being rated as a passenger.
Oh, yeah. You can find your rating, too.
I got to know.
Oh, we got to know, Max, about
Mine was
it.
better than Christie's, and we both looked it up. That was a good day.
Really?
Yes, it was. I was like a 4.9. She's like a 4.8.
World.
You know what this is good news for, though, while you're looking it up? You know what this is good news for? This is good news for the drivers who are picking up the people who've been notified. They're like, you have a chance to make up your score, but just to let you know you're on the cusp. We cut to the inside of one of the, you're the driver. Hey, Yvonne, is it Yvonne or Ivan? Either way, I hope you like brownies.
Right. Right.
These are fresh out of the oven.
Yeah.
Boy, this car smells good.
I think I'd take it a step further. I'd be like, ooh, Brian Bishop, ooh, you're on a no. I suppose if it was, if you made it worth my while, like you pulled out a 20, you're waving a 20 around when I picked you up, I could swing by because I got a lot of AAA rating people who are right, like within striking distance of here. I'd be curious. See, my feeling as a passenger is I just need to be not cut off. I don't need to be at the top of the list.
Right. Well, I do have a question for Brian and Christy. Is either of yours better than a 5?
No. Wow, the rarely seen 5.
All right.
No, I'm upper 4s.
Okay.
You got a 5?
Apparently. I didn't know you could do that.
I think we've been drunk in the back of a car.
I'm a generous tipper.
Can we now do this? Like, can we, so we'll treat it like Major League Baseball, which is if you have less than, I don't know, 50 or 100 plate appearances for the course of the year.
Oh, yeah. They won't qualify for the batting title.
You don't get to batting. You don't get a 447 batting title with 9 plate appearances.
Right.
We need at least 50 plate apperances, or probably
it was a lot more
75
than
or
that.
something.
It's a lot more than
100.
that. It's at least 100.
At least
Well,
100.
look up the rule. I think it's like 100. No, it's because the league leaders will have 700.
Right, but once you get
600.
yeah, once you get to 100, maybe.
I'm thinking to qualify for the batting title like 300. But that's
300. All right, we'll see.
Well, I think a good rule of thumb is if you're leaving a bar with a group of obnoxious friends, don't put it on your Uber account. Let somebody else take the hit for that.
Can we say this? Can we say this? Once you've had more than 100, or we'll lower it. Once you've had more than 50 Uber rides or interactions, can we just take your Uber score for life?
Ooh.
What I'm saying is this.
Yes.
If I'm on a dating website and I'm like, how is this person? Like, everyone's fucking got a smile on and claims they're into, all the chicks love to cook and they're tomboys and they love fucking spending a football Sunday having some IPAs and barbecuing.
In their boyfriend's jersey.
Nothing further from the truth than what they're putting forward. And the guy's like, I love long walks and eating pussy on long walks, and it's like, it's nothing is further from the truth. You get on my shoulders, you face the wrong direction, and we take a walk. We never stop walking. But then there's the real them later on. Don't you feel like that Uber rating is a nice little slice? Like when we're going to look at something under the microscope and we need a little tissue sample, like this person's been with Uber, they've taken 100 rides.
It's a pure rating.
And this is this person's not a pain in the ass. They're not selfish. They're whatever. It's just, you see a 5 and you go, I can date that person.
Yeah.
Like that is a good.
Gina, good news. You're a 5.
That's a good.
Out of what?
Well, let me tell you, Dr. Drew's wife wouldn't get a 5.
No.
There's no 5 for Susan Pinsky. I guarantee you that. When you're high maintenance, you can't be a 5 and be like high maintenance or picky or pain in the ass or verbally whatever.
Or bad drunk. At the very least, it's a good indicator of how good or bad a drunk you are, because I'd say at least half of the Uber trips you take are inebriated.
That's the reason you're taking
to restaurants or whatever.
Yeah, sure. All right,
airplanes.
You can look that up. Maxwell, can you look up everyone's stuff?
Yeah, I have. We're getting the stats, and we're trying to log into your account as well.
All right,
I also have the answer to the plate appearance thing.
So, number of times to the plate.
To qualify for the batting title, you need 3.1 per game played, which equals 502 for the year.
Wow, they're not kidding.
But the league leaders have 700 plate appearances.
No, I get it. I just thought, if some guy was injured and missed like a quarter of the season or something like that, that they just set some threshold of 300 or even 100 or something, because it seems like a large enough sample size, but they're not messing around.
Right.
All right, so you pretty much have to play every day.
Yeah, I'm looking at mine, and I'm just kind of going through because I've never seen this before, and I'm seeing all these 5s. I'm feeling good.
Oh, Jesus.
Then hold on, I see a 1.
Whoa.
And I'm like, what the hell did I do April 30th, 2015?
That had to be a chick.
Well,
no dude
apparently
would give a gal.
Yeah.
A woman of your ilk.
Thank you. Apparently, when I was in the United Kingdom and I tipped £0, that didn't happen. So somebody must have tried to break into my Uber. I wasn't there.
That's where you got your 1.
Yeah, I got my 1.
You see your rating. I don't want to take up time.
Your rating is
Let's see my rating.
4.61.
Ooh, that's not good.
It's a B plus.
It's good, right? It's not bad.
I sent Chris my rating. When you do it, everyone, you can do it. Is there a way to look on Lyft?
You can look up other people's ratings?
I'm pretty
nice.
nice.
I sent Chris
Oh,
my
okay.
rating.
I always travel with Mike, so Mike August is always
Yeah, we'll have to look at
everything.
Mike's. Yours isn't coming up because I think you haven't taken enough at bats.
And also,
It never works when you try it.
I try to use Uber once a year, and it's says you got to log into your account, and I'm like, you have the password? I'm like, no. And it's like, all right, I tried. Technology doesn't really work for me. I have to travel with people who have technology.
Yeah, more accurate to look at August's score.
All right, let's do one more.
All right. Well, Iggy Azalea, the Australian rapper, said in a statement this week that she intends to press charges after topless photos from a 2016 GQ Australia photo shoot leaked online. By the way, her real name Amethyst Amelia Kelly said in a now deleted tweet that the photos were apparently outtakes from the shoot. They were never intended for release. The photographer went to Instagram and said they were stolen. He did not put them up. They were taken without permission. She deactivated her social media after a flood of inappropriate comments after the topless photos came out. People reported that Azalea said there was no reason topless outtakes should have ever been saved after the shoot. And she's not happy about it.
Is she... First off, is she hot? I'm trying to figure it out. Like, I can't... She's one of those...
She's tall and trim and has boobs.
She's good looking, but I can't figure out if she's hot
grab that picture,
or
Caleb?
not. Also, I don't know
play.
if she's white or hot.
Hot or not.
Hot or not. And I don't know... I know she's like sort of... She's kind of like... She's an official Kardashian. Like, she just dates the brothers, but I don't know...
Oh, swaggy...
what she is. Well, that's a good picture of her.
That's Iggy.
She looks good there.
Yeah.
Let's see those photographs. Yes, Jeff.
Jeff ain't like it.
Yeah. She's had some weird bows, I think. Oh, wait. Didn't she date one of the Lakers?
Swaggy P.
Swaggy P? Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Dawson is the Uber power rankings. Dawson 4.9.
Nice.
Kalen 4.89. So he's way off the pace. Brian is 4.86.
I like that.
Emmy is 4.86. Chris is 4.85, and Gary's 4.81. That's
What did
all,
I do?
That's all.
4.6.
Dunnigan.
Feels really
What an
bad.
asshole.
Matt's a 4.76.
Uh-oh, Matt, what'd you do?
jeez.
Who'd you mouth off to?
Me and Matt.
Now,
How the fuck do I have the lowest? Of all these animals here. Are you kidding me?
I think we
these
tied.
Are these? I think it may be just volume. Like, your heavier carriage, your mileage is going to be affected. That's going to shave a couple of points. You know what I mean? You got the 4-banger Camry. Matt pulls in. He's got a belly full of beer and nacho chips, and the car leans back a little, and the guy's like, yeah, it's going to cost me an extra 40, 50 cents to get this guy across town. Look, it's simple. It's simple math.
It's not personal.
You don't have... You're built. You got to drive you to the airport. You're going to use up 0.1% more fuel than Max Zapata, and that's going to hurt your rating. So I believe it's that. Okay. Also, what about shocks? What about springs? What about bushings? What about suspension components? You know what I mean? It's all being worked just a little too much. Look, those things only last so long before they need to be
Right.
rebuilt.
Yeah, they're not saying you're not a nice guy.
No, I think it's the carriage. I really do.
It's got to be it.
It's got to be
think
it.
long and hard about this.
Yeah. Well, I solved the
Try to think
mystery.
about it.
What's that, Matt?
I'm going to try to think long and hard about this.
So, hold on, Fondelier. Look, I'm not saying you're fat. I'm saying you have a sturdy build.
Yeah, well, I'll think about it.
Yeah. Well, maybe instead of just thinking about it,
And Dunnigan's at a 4.6 too.
Oh, Dunnigan's got a 4
Yeah.
point.
That's what I heard.
Compare yourself against him. Compare yourself against you.
Well,
Yeah.
he called me a fat fuck. What about Dunnigan?
I know. I didn't say fuck or even fat. I mean, I like alliteration. What's going on with the DMV? You were on hold for like 3 hours.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
What?
It's on the phone. I was on hold. It's like,
Well, can't you go online and make me an appointment?
yeah, man. I'll look into it, man. Yeah.
Well, but I asked you to look into it 2 days ago.
Yeah. A couple days. I'll get to it. Yeah.
No.
We'll get to the DMV in a couple days, man.
I said 2 days ago.
Yeah.
No,
Sure,
not 2
man.
days from now.
You got it, boss. Sure. 2 days from now, we'll have you down the DMV.
Okay. I need you to write an email to Kimmel, too.
All right. I got a pen here. Go ahead. Got a pen, paper. What is it, boss?
I like it when you type it because I feel like sometimes when you write it down, there's like a little translation issue.
No.
you know?
I'm good, man. 4.6 kind of hurts, but all right.
All right. Well, all right. Jimmy, hey, thanks for the...
Jamie, thank you for...
No, this is Jimmy.
Thank you, Jimmy. Jimmy, okay. Got it. Yep.
Jimmy. It's Jimmy Kimmel.
Yep.
You know
All
Jimmy.
right. Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, thanks for the birthday
Late
tweet.
night guy.
You know him. Yeah.
NBC, Fallon.
No. Fallon's different. Fallon's...
Got it, boss. All right.
Well, his name is Jimmy.
I need him to talk again so I get his impression.
All right.
I forgot it.
I'll ask.
Too busy crying and laughing at me. Oh my god.
All right, Matt. Let's have an organic conversation.
Sure.
What the fuck?
Yeah, man. I mean, I can't even believe that happened.
All right, so do you think you can make me an appointment? I'll let Kyle reload a second. Do you think I could get an appointment at the DMV, which is in
Seaside.
Pebble Beach or Seaside, 8 miles away from Laguna Seca, the track?
That's correct.
And
it's actually perfectly located halfway between where you'll be staying and where the track is. You have the place on Wednesday. I can get you a DMV appointment on Thursday.
Wow.
Everything's working out.
So it's halfway between the track and where you got to be. And by Wednesday, June 19th, we'll have you there. Zip, zap, zop. You got it, boss.
All right, and talk to those Airbnb guys, and let's see if we can get the cable, the satellite running this year. I'm tired of staring at my phone, you know?
It's halfway between the cable, and the DMV is halfway between where you got to be, boss. And we'll get you in your outfit and film it. Yeah.
I might wear the fire suit in because if we are going to qualify, there is practice Thursday morning at the track, so I technically will be going to the track, and I'll just be getting into my car. So
what's the day? This again? I've got a pen here. I want to write down the date.
That'll
halfway
be
between, but I'm not sure.
The race I think will be like August 17th or 18th, something in there. So
Mike August going to be there? Is that all right?
I'm not talking about Mike August.
All right.
But yeah, Mike August. No, he may be there, but don't bring up Mike August.
All right, you got it, boss.
It's in August.
Okay.
Okay. And you need to just make that appointment at the DMV.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So read me back the Kimmel email. I can't remember where I was at.
Okay. We got Jimmy Kimmel from the late night. Mike August going to be there.
No, Mike. Hold on. No, the Kimmel email is a separate email.
The DMV. We're going to go. The DMV with Mike August and Jimmy Kimmel. Go to the DMV.
No, I'm not going.
Between the event.
No. The event's in August.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. The DMV is in between.
Halfway between those two. The
Airbnb.
The studio and the Airbnb.
No. Laguna Seca.
Right. Okay. Yeah, you got it. I'm losing the impression again. Sorry.
No, you're really not. It's amazing.
I didn't realize it much sound like the Rain Man.
Still on the driveway.
Definitely Kimmel.
All right, Gina, let's do one more.
All right. Well, Netflix has a new movie called The Perfection, and apparently it's making everybody sick. Viewers are reporting
headaches. Is this like how Bird Box is freaking everyone out?
Well, I thought, is this just, this is a publicity stunt, who cares? Well, Kalen says he got pretty sick. I looked up other reviews and feel like, you know what, I had to turn this off.
What is it?
So it's Allison Williams, so it has kind of that Get Out thriller vibe. And people are reporting headaches and nausea, even vomiting after watching this movie. There's some pretty gory scenes. So Allison Williams is in it. She plays Charlotte. She's an elite cellist who travels to Shanghai for a music competition. She bonds with another prodigy named Lizzie. And Charlotte and Lizzie head off on this road trip through the Chinese countryside after Lizzie downs some ibuprofen for a hangover. Well, that's when things get a little nauseating. Everything, projectile vomiting and bugs and all this stuff. It's making people super sick to watch. And Allison Williams even said her parents, NBC legend Brian Williams and TV producer Jane Gillan Stoddard, said they're having a hard time stomaching their daughter's latest roles.
My personal 9/11 was when my daughter was on the hit HBO show Girls, and that boy ate out her asshole.
That happened.
Brian Williams? No. Wow.
Yes, true story.
I did not know that. Can I say this? When somebody either names a band or names a horror movie and they take one of the letters and they put them backwards in the middle of it, can we all decide no mas to that? Like, that's no longer clever.
Yeah, that's
Toys R Us theme.
It's like when 7 did the number 7 in the middle. It's like, all right, that was done once and now everyone does it.
I don't know. There's a thing where you go, we'll take one letter in this word and we'll face it the wrong direction, and that's going to have a lot of symbolism. Yeah. But I'm like, I don't know. It's neither here nor there for me, and I've seen it done so many times in bands, and anytime they're trying to get a reaction, like, ooh, that
Shaky
guy,
cam.
he has letters that face the wrong direction.
Right.
Woo! Don't mess with that dude.
You don't know what's real.
Yeah.
What is that with the... and also, anytime I have to stop and go, wait a minute, what am I missing?
Yeah.
Am I missing?
Is it you?
Like, I feel that way about Charles Schultz. Like, I stare at those fucking peanuts, I'm like... I'm not... Okay, Lucy is working at a therapy stand, and Linus has asked for therapy, and it says therapy advice 1/4, and she said, "I don't make change." Is that funny? Oh, no, wait. Is she talking about change, like emotional?
Double entendre?
You've officially not done your job when I'm at minute 20 of there's 3 squares and I'm still staring at it, wondering if there's a joke that I'm missing.
Yeah.
You fucked up.
Yeah.
And you taking letters and facing them the wrong way.
Spooky.
It's just, I feel like it's been done so much, and it's like, it's supposed to get a reaction, but it doesn't work. It makes me feel like, if it faces that way, then it's a B or a 3 or is it something else?
I'm totally with you, and I think this is another thing to back up my theory that Netflix is now specializing in movies for people who don't watch a lot of movies. Like Bird Box was supposed to freak us all out, but it was like, no, it was mildly, odd. I think it's supposed to be, we get bigger one sick. No, I'm sure it's a little bit disturbing. And like people are like, oh, the E's backwards, but it's really twisted. It's like, no, it's probably just someone who did this for the last 20 years.
Be prepared for another Bird Box.
Oh, Christ!
Yeah, prepared for a box.
Eminem does it.
Yeah, but that was to further my point. That was 2001.
Well, that's not. He might have spearheaded that.
He took his E and faced it the wrong way, the same way they took their E and faced it the wrong way. And this album only sold 40 million units. Like, that's my whole thing. If I was sitting in the room, I'd be going like, somebody did this. And then they did it before us, and I don't know why they did it, but I don't know why we're doing it. But at least someone didn't really do it before him 15 years ago. Yeah, the Eminem show from what year?
I'm guessing 01. Could have been a couple years either way.
All right. We'll figure it out.
2002.
All right. So they had a 17-year head start on us. All right. Let's bring it home, baby girl.
You got it. I'm Gina Grad, and that's the news. This gay porn stuff is harder than it looks.
Gina Grad. That was the news with Gina Grad.